Hey y'all, it's Kate from saltykatie.com, and we are back for week number 2, I think, in our bullet journal series. And today I thought I would just talk about my personal top 5 bullet journaling supplies and why they're my top 5 basically. So I've been bullet journaling on and off for ages, and I've tested out a whole bunch of notebooks, and my favorite that's specifically for bullet journaling is the Leuchtturm 1917 dot grid bullet journal. I've never used a lined notebook for a bullet journal, but I've had the regular, square grid, and then also this dot like this. And I will say the dot is my preference. It just works better for me. I like the way it looks better. I just really enjoy it. Here are a couple of other different notebooks that I have bullet journaled in before. This happens to be a B6 Stalogy. They do, of course, come in an A5, and I really enjoy these notebooks. If they didn't have the Leuchtturm, then I would probably choose a Stalogy for my bullet journal. But the only issue for me is, number one, they don't come in a dot grid. They come in the square grid, which is fine. And then my other issue is there are so many pages. It would probably take a full year to get through this if you were doing a bullet journal style. Maybe not a full year, but it would surely take 9 months, because there are 368 pages, I want to say, in total here. And that's just, I don't want to use the same notebook that long. Does that make sense? I enjoy a fresh notebook. And so I like to go ahead and move through my notebook so I can replace it and have a fresh one so I can change things up, yada yada. But these Stalogy notebooks are seriously excellent, and you could not go wrong using this as a bullet journal. Another one that I've tried out is this Scribbles That Matter. It's a dot grid as well. It has 185 pages, so here comes the cat. It is 50 plus 15, 65 pages less, I guess, than the Leuchtturm, which doesn't really bother me. The paper is a little bit wider, which I actually like better. I've tried to start a bullet journal in this several times, but every time I end up putting it back on the shelf and going for the Leuchtturm. I don't know that I could really articulate why that is. This is a pretty little notebook. I've got no issue with it. I've not used it enough to tell you about how I feel about the paper. But yeah, you probably couldn't go wrong with this either. I know there are a lot of people that use these for bullet journals. They do come with a key and an index in them. So, I don't know. I've got it. It's sitting there, and I've picked it up to use it several times and just never end up doing it. So, take that for what you want. Anyway, what I always end up doing is coming back to the Leuchtturm. So, that's why I would call it one of my top 5. My last bullet journal was in a Leuchtturm, was the one with the squares in it. That's why I moved to the dot. Yeah, I just like it. I like the paper. I guess I just like the notebook, and that's it. The covers are nice. I'm sure you could throw that around in your purse for, 6 months, and there wouldn't be too much of a problem. Sure, it'd get beat and banged up, but it's not going to make it fall apart, So yeah, Leuchtturm 1917 for my notebook choice. And everything will be linked. All these things I'm talking about will be linked down below. So my second favorite bullet journal supply is these Micron PN pens. So PN stands for plastic nib, as y'all so kindly told me the other day. And I'm going to bring this up and see if I can get it to focus on the nib and show you that it's not a felt there it goes. It's not a felt tip like the other Microns or the, what are those other ones called? The Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pens. It's not that kind of a tip. It's got that plastic nib like I showed you. And to me, it improves my handwriting. It just looks better to me, the Micron, than either these regular, let's see, I know I have one of these somewhere to show you. Let's see. Sorry y'all, let me just dig around in my pen cup for a second. Yeah, I no longer use either the regular Pigma Microns or the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pens. I no longer use these because to me, the tips blunt quickly. And with the Faber-Castell pens, I found that the ink ran out way faster than, you know, it started to get like faded looking way faster than I expected it to. And then, like I said, the tips blunted and it makes your writing look worse. So I don't use either one of those anymore. I am a faithful fan of the Micron PN. So those will be linked down below as well. If you have not given these a try, do it. You will not regret it. So my third supply, well, I guess this is actually two supplies, but it kind of both falls under the marker, the header of, you know, markers. The first is the Tombow dual brush markers. I'm sure you'll have seen these before. So they've got a rather large brush tip on. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. Apparently my memory card filled up and my camera shut off. It was blinking at me and I was like, oh shit, I'm trying to film and I don't know what that blinking means, but it's usually something bad. Anyway, so the Tombow dual brush markers have that big brush end, and then on one side, and then the bullet tip on the other. I absolutely love these for coloring in my spreads, and then doing, I'm working real hard on my handwriting and my lettering this year, so I love those for that. They are not cheap. You can buy them one by one, and I'll leave some links down below. And then the second type of marker I would consider in my top 5 is these mild liners. Y'all, if you've not tried a mild liner, go on and get you one. So they are two-sided. There's a, now I've forgotten what you call that little square tip like that, but it's sort of a regular highlighter tip. And then there's a bullet tip on the other end. I really like these because they come in, I guess, 25 different colors, and they're all mild. They're not those ugly hot pink highlighters or ugly yellow highlighters we used to have when we were kids in school. These are like way super duper nice highlighters. So I use these for coloring in anything that takes a color code, you know, like habit trackers are perfect for that. Let's see. I think that's mostly Tombows. So all this, that's, excuse me, mild liners. This is all mild liners. My time tracker's all mild liners. You really cannot beat them, like the color selection and how pretty the colors are. There's only like 2 ugly colors in the whole thing, maybe 3. Out of 25, you really can't beat that. So that was supply number 3. Number 4 is something a little different. This is a Uniball Signo broad white gel pen. These pens, these are the best gel pens for writing on dark surfaces, to me anyway. Because I've tried the Jelly Roll pens, the what's those other ones? There's Jelly Roll, oh, the Souffle pens. I've tried those. You know, they come in white as well. Juice, the Pilot Juice pens come in a white. I'm sure those Sakura, now I'm going to have to pull them out. Let me go get them, y'all. They're just on a drawer, in a drawer over here. Because they're some of my favorite pens and I've just forgotten the name of them. Let's see. So there's the Pilot Juice Up, and then there's, here it is, the Sarasa Clip. And a matter of fact, there's a white one. To me, none of those pens write on dark stuff nearly so well as this Uniball Signo Broad white gel pen. It writes, to me, the best on like dark colored post-it notes, which I also use in my bullet journal. You know, they have black ones that are just like so good. And then it also writes on top of black marker the best. Or really any of the markers. Like, I'm sure I have an example right here. Like, you can use this just to add a little something to your lettering. If your lettering's like mine, it's not all that great, but you know, you could add a little goodie to make it better. Okay, so here's an example of using that white gel pen to make the lettering look like it's got some dimension to it. That's a super easy way to sort of step up your lettering game. So that's why I would call that my, you know, my fourth favorite bullet journal supply. And it just occurs to me that I forgot to print my fifth favorite. Okay, here we go. Here is my fifth and favorite bullet journal supply. This is a free printable. It's listed on my website, and it is a perfect well, not perfect, but a really good replica of the Leuchtturm 1917 dot grid. So you know how you go in your bullet journal and count the number of squares down and squares over? Yeah, 38 by 26 is how many little squares is in the Leuchtturm page. So what I did was go and create that in a printable. Let me bring it up here so y'all can see. See that? So this is how I like try out my spreads before I commit and put them in my bullet journal. If I'm worried that I'm not going to get the spread right the first time, or if I'm worried about whether my math is right. I mean, how many times have you counted, you know, wrong and then fouled up your bullet journal? I've done it. Maybe you hadn't, but I sure have plenty. So I thought, you know what, let me make this. I'll post it up on the website. You can get it for free. And then maybe it would be an easy way for you to test out your bullet journal spread ideas without having to do it in your journal the first time. Like, you could just take a pencil right quick and, you know, draw out whatever kind of spreads you wanted. So there's that. And to get the printable, all you have to do is go to saltykatieplans.com and you sign up for email. It'll send you a password, and you'll use that password to access my freebies and shit page on Salty Katie Plans. It's a super simple password that you can use to get access to all the freebies on there, not just this one. This is just one of the more recent ones I posted. And then I've got one more bullet journal supply that doesn't really fit in my top 5, really. I mean, it's sort of a luxury item, but I have to have a leather cover for for my bullet journal. Like, it makes it, I don't know, it makes it more luxurious and sort of makes me want to bullet journal more, and to me, like, takes it to the next level in terms of appeal. So of course I have made an A5 Leuchtturm cover. I actually did a little heat embossing here with the cherries. If you've been watching my little bullet journal videos, then you've seen this before, of course. And eggplant leather, gray stitch, gray elastic. I just love it, and I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. It just makes bullet journaling like even more fun. So that was my cheater number 6 recommendation, is a leather cover for your bullet journal. Anyway, so what I would love is if y'all would give me some recommendations in terms of like what y'all want to see from the channel as far as bullet journal spreads, as far as supplies, as far as really anything. I'm open to creating the kind of videos that you guys want to see. So down in the comments, let me know if there's anything you'd like to see from the channel, and I will see what I can do. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you again real soon.